vibration. Show the world what you got to give.
All right, welcome to Raise Your Vibration, July 31st. Here we are on a beautiful Friday, and we have two special guests with us today. We have Debie Friedman, who I've known for years, who's a phenomenal personal coach and a self-talk expert, and she's going to be bringing her knowledge to and her heart and her soul to us today. And we have Luke and Claire, who have performed before. They're phenomenal. They're folksy sound, they're reggae, they're rock. So looking forward to hearing them. And yeah, my co-host today is not on the line yet, so we're just moving forward here. So welcome everyone. I'm glad you're here to raise your vibration in this crazy world right now. It's always good to all come together as community every Friday and raise our vibration together. So thank you for being here and taking an hour out on your Friday. And we always start every Friday, as usual, with live music. So Luke and Claire, take it away, please.
All right. This song is called Home, and we hope you're making Raise Your Vibration your home. And the home is in the connected heart. So here we go. No matter where you're going or where you come from, who's entered this world, a daughter or son, you might be surprised by what you've become. And no matter your belief, the truth is only one. A place to rest your bones at the end of the day. That feeling in your body when the music plays. Yeah, yeah. Have you ever looked around at all of the sin? Many people feel uncomfortable in their own skin, always searching for a place where they can fit in. Stop going without, start looking within. This is not a building or your neighborhood ties. I'm talking about the feeling when I look in your eyes. Home, the place your heart and mind rest at. The place your scars heal best at home. Nothing inside that you lack. You never have to watch your back at home. Your open arms to show me home. Your open heart to hold me home. You're giving me new eyes to see. A whole new world to operate. There's nothing new under the sun, but that knot inside your belly needs to be undone. I will stand by your side, no I will not run. Be with you in the hard times and all of the fun. You're the only one that makes sense of it all. When I silence all the noise, I hear you calling me home. The place your heart and mind rest at. The place your scars heal best at home. Nothing inside that you lack. You never have to watch your back at home. Your open arms to show me home. Your open heart to hold me home. You're giving me new eyes to see. A whole new world to walk free home. You're my home, home. You're my home, home. Your open arms to show me home. Your open heart to hold me home. You're giving me new eyes to see. A whole new world to walk free home.
Coming to you live from our rented cabin here in Prescott, Arizona. I'm so happy to be up here in our temporary home.
Out of the heat.
That was beautiful. Thank you. And I love your outfits. I love your outfits today. Very festive. The Hawaiian and the hat and the zebra looks great.
Thank you.
Welcome to our guests that have joined in the past few minutes. Welcome, Linda and Karen and all you new people. Thanks for joining us on a beautiful Friday morning. Today we have Debie Friedman, who is a Winning Edge self-talk coach since 1988. And Debie has studied with Shad Helmstetter and has years of coaching, as well as being a professional real estate agent and owning her own mortgage firm or real estate brokerage firm, right? And Debie, why don't you jump out here and tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah. It started with a prayer. Many years ago, I had prayed, please, whatever it looks like, please allow me to be the best I can be, to in this lifetime achieve what makes the biggest contribution that I can make. And shortly thereafter, I was given a book as a gift, which was Dr. Helmstetter's first book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, which is a classic. And I would put this book in every home in the world, as I would the self-talk that he created, that I listened to after reading this book. What I love is a how-to. And he gave me a how-to. He gives us a how-to with every of the additional 19 books that he has written. Among the more recent, The Power of Neuroplasticity, which tells us the results of all of these years of research. We can look into the brain, we can go deep into the brain, and we can see it working. So all the things that he shared early on about the mind and how it functions, and how the brain, which now we know is wired for change. It gave me that how-to. Listen to self-talk. I thought it would work. Then I knew it would work. And then I met Dr. Helmstetter, and he said he was starting a training program for self-talk trainers. And by that point, I'd been listening for 2 years. So I had no blockages to get in the way. I said, not without me. And so I became a self-talk trainer. Now I'm a life coach since 2002. And I love it because it's about change. And this time that we're in right now is so much about change. And it's about personal growth. There's nothing greater we can do to make a contribution and to raise our vibrations than work with our thinking. If we can change our thinking to the positive rather than the negative, just sitting there in a room and thinking that way puts out the vibration that uplifts us all. So I'm going to share with you the basic information that got to me about how the mind works, this miraculous function of the brain, this mechanism that is designed to work for change, and how it actually works consistently, continuously for the rest of our life. The brain does not stop growing. Nothing stops. It continues. So basically, when we are born, we come in with some information, some genetic information, whether we're going to be shy or aggressive, the fear of falling. There are some things that are built in, but basically, if you look in the eyes of a child, it's just endless potential, nothing to get in the way. No one looks at a baby in the nursery and says, oh, high school dropout. You know, it is just this open slate. And the mind, the brain is designed to store every message we get from that point forward, and even before birth. We hear, we are touched, we experience, we see all of those messages that we get. People talk to us, and ultimately we talk to ourselves. All of those messages become programs because all of those messages are designed to go into that mechanism. They are stored and acted out. The most dominant programs that we get are the ones that govern how we show up, determines what we actually are able to do or not do in our lives. And so much of what we get, so much that we're programmed with, is negative. About 77% because of the exposure that we have. And even the things that people say to us out of love comes from their programming. So somebody can say something that will cause a fear or a limitation, not even meaning to, but the way it gets wired in, when it's repeated a lot, it gets wired in. It becomes a strong pathway. You know, self-talk park. Picture a plain field, and you start walking across the field in one direction, and at first it doesn't make much of an impact. But if you walk across that same path, that grass path, over and over again, it makes a mark. It becomes an actual path. And each of the messages that we get over and over and over again, with the chemistry that goes in with it, because the messages are all recorded, they're all imprinted with the chemistry that goes in with it. When somebody says to you, "You are incredible," how do you feel? When somebody says to you, "Oh my God, you are so clumsy. You keep falling, you keep spilling your milk." That's chemistry too. And so much of what we're exposed to is the negative. And the good thing is, the most miraculous thing is, because the brain is wired for change, we can make new paths in that park. We can actually wire ourselves, because it is a permanent thing that we have, that ability to do that. So let me share with you just a little bit of what the everyday kind of negative thinking is. See if you've ever said any of these things or heard anybody around you say any of these things. The only luck I have is bad luck. I just can't do this. I'm so clumsy. I'm so stupid. I can never remember names. This isn't one of my days. Everything I eat goes right to my waist. I can never get ahead. I'm no good at math. Life sucks. I never know what to do. I'm at my wit's end. That's easy for you to say. My kids are driving me crazy. If only I were smarter, taller, or richer. I can't handle this. It's just no use. I don't have the talent. I'm just not creative. I wasn't cut out for that. That is 77% of what goes in. Now, you all have wonderful programming. You wouldn't be on this call if you didn't have wonderful programming. And all the things that you have accomplished and all the things that you've done in your life come from that wonderful, wired-in, strong programming. But I want to share with you the understanding of the sequence of self-management. This is the actual sequence of how this information, this programming actually winds up showing up in our life. You know, ultimately it's our behavior that makes the impact in the world. It determines what we are able to do and what we are not able to do, what we achieve, what we don't achieve. That's our behavior. And our behavior is impacted always by our feelings. How we feel about something will make the difference as to whether we show up or we don't show up, or how we show up. And with the messages, with the programming, these feelings come up. If you have a conversation that you've had with somebody through the years, and it isn't necessarily a positive conversation, you know that you're going to say blah, 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 and they're going to go blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. When you have that, it's a script coming from both of your programmings. And if you notice, it always feels the same each time it happens. That is how programming works. And that leads to attitudes. You know, you hear attitude is key. Attitude is the most important thing. Well, what is attitude? Attitude is the perspective from which you view life. And if you can uplift your attitude, then what you wind up with, and the things that you have a strong attitude about, either positive or negative, strong, becomes a belief. And when you have a belief, that is pretty strong, and that is wired in. Your beliefs are wired in. And what wires them in? Programming. So we are all programmed. We're programmed by people who are programmed by people who are programmed. So we have all of that. But the good news is we can make a new picture of ourselves by using a tool, by using a technique called self-talk. That's when you can intentionally take a hold of that mental computer that everything and everybody, including yourself, has been typing into and putting information into and sending messages to for your entire lifetime. You can take control of that. And one of my favorite phrases is, no thought enters my mind without my permission, because we have the power to do that. So how do we enact self-talk in our lives? The first is to be aware. Monitor. Listen to yourself. Now, because of the things that are happening, it's a perfect time for self-reflection. It's a perfect time to monitor those thoughts. And you can see which ones limit you, which ones feel good. Because each one has its own feeling, each one has its own impact. So monitor. You can even write it down, be aware. You know, being mindful is just that. Being in the moment and seeing what comes up. And those thoughts that come up that limit us stand in the way of our actually putting out there and manifesting what it is we really want to have happen in our lives and to give to the world. So monitor. We all have programming. You know you have it. 90% of our programming is subconscious. We're not aware of it, but it shows up in how we show up in the world. The second, you can edit it. If there's something that comes up for you, and especially if it comes up consistently, that's one of those things that limit you, a roadblock in your thinking that keeps you from living the life that you want to live. Edit it. You can take a negative comment and you can switch it around. You can reprogram. But how we learn is by repetition. That's how all that wiring took place. Repetition, repetition, repetition. We apply the same repetition to the programs that we want to have show up and make some deeper ruts in that self-talk park. Those are permanent. You're wiring the strongest programs that are repeated over and over and over and over again become permanent and strong. But because it never stops changing and the brain is wired for change, the good news is you can make that positive change. So that's how you change from positive thinking to, from negative thinking to positive. The one thing you need to know about the mechanism of storage is that it doesn't care whether it is good or bad. It doesn't judge, it doesn't care. It just takes it as an instruction. When you are typing something into your mental computer, when you're entering a program, you are entering an instruction. You are telling a powerful mechanism, this great gift that we have been given of mind. You are telling it what to do, and it says, yes. Okay. You say, I can do this. Yes. Oh, I can't do this. I'm just not good enough for this. Yes. So tell it, give it the instruction that you want it to have. Also, every word that you say is a message to yourself and to whom you are saying it. So when you talk to somebody else and you say you, the next thing you say is going to be right on the tip of what they're listening to hear. And it's going to go right into their mental computer. So when you say to somebody, You are such a dear friend to me. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. That is a wonderful thing. When you say to somebody, oh my God, you're so stupid. How could you have possibly done that? You can't really believe that, can you? Yes. And growing up, I'm sure that we all have had experiences, you can probably remember your own, of somebody talking about you without knowing that you were listening. Your ears were really perked up. And whatever that person said went in pretty deep.
I think we got a little freeze going on here. Debbie, can you hear us? Okay. Everyone else, can you see that she's frozen? If she's frozen. Frozen. All right. So, Luke and Claire, you there? You guys want to come out here? No. Okay.
Give us a moment. We'll be right there.
All right.
Okay.
All right. In the meantime, I'm just gonna welcome Lori Shelton. She just came on, my co-host. So welcome, Lori. Good to see you. And I just want to talk a little. Hi. All right. So I just want to talk a little bit about a big event that we're planning here. Luke, or Claire, and I, and Kai Cox are planning a big event September 13th called Raise Your Vibration Extravaganza. We've been talking about it for the past couple of weeks, and we have some phenomenal speakers. We're going to have 4 speakers and 3 musicians, including Luke and Claire, Todd Herzog, Cerise Patron. Speakers, we've got Greg Reed, who is internationally acclaimed speaker and wrote a book called 3 Feet from Gold, as well as Dr. Sharon Stills and Clifford Starks, who I believe is on today with us. And also, who else is going to be speaking that day? I'm blanking on the other one. But if you go to our website, the flyer's up there at raiseyourvibrationevent.com. You can check it out. We don't have everything set up yet, so you can't click on it yet, but soon enough, we're going to have a little promo video. You'll be able to click on that and see all the speakers, a little bit about what they're about. So very excited about that. And Luke and Claire, you're here.
All right.
Yay.
I just want to welcome Cliff Starks. Clifford's on this show today, and he'll be on the 13th of September.
He is.
Thank you kindly. I appreciate that.
Hey, Cliff.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Good to see you.
You
All
too.
right, so
Debbie should be back by the time we finish this song. We'll see.
yeah, hopefully. So let's get going. Cool.
Here we go. It's called It Could Be You. Don't put the baton down and don't pass it on. The world is waiting. This is your relay run. You only get one life. Are you gonna evolve? Don't leave your messes for another to solve. Are you getting ready? You're really gonna do it. Standing at the starting line. Oh, it could be you. Oh, it could be me. But something's wrong. Don't blame society. You dressed it up, but you can't take it out. Looks good on the outside, but you're harboring doubt. We're all right behind you. Let us take up the slack. Keep looking forward, knowing we got your back. Are you getting ready? You're really gonna do it. Standing at the starting line. society. You're only one person, but you're making the change. The top can get lonely, but it's not out of range. The future's exploding, but there's nothing to fear. It's just the beginning, and we're starting from here. Are you getting ready? You're really gonna do it. Standing at the starting line. Oh, it could be you, or it could be me. But something's wrong. Don't blame society. It could be you, or it could be me. But something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Don't blame society. That's a fun one.
Yeah. Oh, we see you clapping. Thank you.
That's great.
Yay.
Well, Debbie's not back on yet, so if you want to sing another one, please.
All right.
Actually, we've got two more for you today. If they both fit in, great. If not, we're happy.
Should we do no or?
Sure.
Okay.
So,
You know, people who are positive like to say yes to things, right? But sometimes we need to say no to some things. So this song is for that. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-da. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-da. I've talked to all kinds of people. Everywhere I go, they're all different, but they seem the same. Told what to think, told what to talk, how to wear, but to play the game. Dumbing us down ever lower, lower, lower. Everybody needs an equal grade. Never take a stand on anything you feel, cause they keep you so afraid. Oh, I don't wanna listen to your cookie cutter crap no more. As you rubber stamp, duplicate, replicate, mindless fools to fight your war. Getting off the grid, living on your own, I can hardly wait. Tired of you telling me who I gotta love and who I got to hate. I say no, this is my life. No, this is my world. I know, this is my life. I ain't gonna do all the things that you tell me to. Saddled with debt, divorce and regret, but at least I got a brand new car. I'm an ideal consumer with a mediocre job, keeping me from going too far. Mom and dad are on meds, they got it in their heads. I should have been a corporate clone. Time to break free, I feel the urgency, I can make it on my own. I say no, this is my life. No, this is my world. I know, this is my life. I ain't gonna do all the things that you tell me to. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-da. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-da. Watching on the screen another common commentator telling me what I'm supposed to be. Every other expert is an educated flunky and they're always talking down to me. Why should I listen when they're so often wrong, but they're saying what they're told to say? Cause I got a brain, I can see they're all insane, and I'm happy going my own way. I say no, this is my life. No, this is my world. I know, this is my life. I ain't gonna do all the things that you tell me to. No, this is my life. No, this is my world. I know, this is my life. I'm only gonna do the things I really wanna do.
there you go. Yay, thank
That's
you.
perfect song for this time. Thank you.
I think so.
And thanks for taking up the slack too while Debbie was gone. And Debbie, we see you're back on.
Debbie, you're
Actually,
muted. Just
I'm gonna
unmute
unmute you,
yourself.
Debbie.
I unmuted me. Yeah, my computer decided to take a break. So, I need
All right.
self-talk to feed to my computer.
Exactly.
Took me away. So, yeah. So now what did I tell myself when this happened? Oh, all right. I need to, number one, call Carlos, Linda Mercer's computer man, who helps me tremendously because this has happened once before. And the other is I am so grateful that Luke and Claire are there to sing because that makes the continuity. So, so what I left you with was editing your own self-talk. And that is the second thing that you can do. So rather than having some of those negative things, these are some of the things that you can say to yourself as an instruction. And this is from Dr. Helmstedter's Self-Talk for Building Self-Esteem. We cannot have too much self-esteem, especially with the wiring that we have. So adding some good self-esteem is a really wonderful thing to do. I am really very special. I like who I am, and I feel good about myself. Although I always work to improve myself, and I get better every day, I like who I am today. And tomorrow, when I'm even better, I'll like myself then too. I wanted to be somebody, and now I know I am. I would rather be me than anyone else in the world. I like how I feel, and I like how I think, and I like how I do things. I approve of me, and I approve of who I am. We can do that, and we can do that anytime we want. And it works. Now, the third thing, which I highly recommend, and I can certainly lead you to and help you to do this, is to listen to self-talk created by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. It is wonderful. It is miraculous. It can make such a huge difference in your life. And it is so easy because it's how we learn, it's repetition. And you don't have to stop what you're doing and sit in a chair and listen to it. Stop what your routine is, fit it into your routine. It can fit so nicely into when you're first waking up in the morning, when you're getting dressed, before bed, when you're exercising is a wonderful time because all of that chemistry of the exercising helps to imprint the self-talk and to make those patterns in the brain. Use Dr. Helmstetter's self-talk. His body of work is so phenomenal, and I'm so grateful for him. Those 20 books that he's written are in 70 countries. And I listen to self-talk still, I always have, because it works. And knowing what I know about how the mind works and how the brain is wired, I continue to use it because I'd love to strengthen the good patterns that I have. And of course, after all those thousands and thousands of negative self-talk patterns that are there, 90%, I don't know what they are, but I know that if I make stronger patterns that are dominant, that become the most automatic thing that comes up into my thinking, I know that I have made an impact on that, and my life is feeling good, and I'm showing up as a grateful, joyful, happy person, then I know that that's self-talk. What it really does is a couple of things that help me make the 18-inch trip from head to heart, that 18-inch trip from getting out of the head and realizing this is the truth and it goes into my heart and I live it. It helps bring out the joy because we are inherently joyous. When we're all covered up with all of those negative things, gets in the way. It's a roadblock to our own joy and our own expression. And when you use enough self-talk, and it doesn't take long, all those years of whatever years you've had of building up a lot of the negative self-talk, you also have wonderful self-talk that's being strengthened. What it does is allow you to become the observer. Because when you get used to monitoring your thoughts and being mindful and realizing, oh, this is here, I have this thought, then you get to choose That's why the motto of my self-talk business is choose your thoughts, live your dreams. Because when we come from choice, then we activate that powerful mechanism to the most powerful it can be. And we can achieve our dreams. Because if something is in your mind that you think you're interested in, or that you are attached to, or that you want so much to manifest, nothing gets in the way of it if our own thinking doesn't get in the way of it. So I am grateful for self-talk. I'm grateful for all of you being here today. And I wish I could see all of your faces. I wish you'd all come on and let me see you rather than listen, because I would love to have that thrill and joy of seeing your faces. But I'm really glad that you're here, and I'm glad that I'm here. I will continue to listen to self-talk. I will continue to be a life coach, because those things were things that I dreamed about, and they came true because of listening to Dr. Helmstedter's self-talk and praying, because prayer comes through. And what we say to ourselves, actually what we say, all of it is a prayer, because what we put out there comes back to us. That law of attraction, that manifestation, powerful, simple and powerful way of being. That's why I'm so grateful to Dr. Helmstetter, because he took something that was a concept, an ancient concept. Everyone has heard either scripture or the books that have been written about change your thinking, change your life. But like I said before, I love a how-to. And he gave us a how-to. So I suggest that you go ahead and give yourself the gift, because it enhances the gift that we've already been given. We've been given the gift of mind and a brain that is wired for change, and it never stops, and we never stop. We can keep growing and growing and growing, and we are blessed in our willingness to grow. So what I would like to do, of course, is listen to some more of Luke and Claire, because I love that. That uplifts me tremendously. And I would like to end with some beautiful self-talk.
All right, Debbie, thank you so much. And can we open up for some questions and answers for you? Okay, awesome. So I have a question, actually. So someone who doesn't have any experience of self-talk or no awareness, how would you suggest they even get started? I mean, a lot of people are looking for where to get going, what to do. Do you have any suggestions on that?
Well, those 3 steps. The first is listen, because you can hear your own thoughts, especially if you're quiet. You can hear the words that come out of your mouth. It's just a matter of gearing yourself to be aware. And we have that possibility always. We can always call up an awareness. And out of that awareness and out of our listening, then we say, oh, yeah. Oh, I've been saying that? Oh my gosh. And you can listen to the people around you. Although please note that when you're aware of this negative self-talk, it is not your job to point out to them their negative self-talk. This is strictly for you. So yes, and you'll hear a lot of it. Although those few things that I had said to you earlier on, what negative self-talk sounds like, a lot of it seems harmless. And you hear it all the time, and we say things like that all the time. I get a cold this time every year. Well, yeah, you give it to that instruction place, and yeah, definitely. Oh, you get a cold every year? Sure you do. It seems harmless, but it gets in our way. And so listening to it, you can listen to your own self-talk. And then you edit it. And then if you really want it to work, listen to Dr. Helmstetter's self-talk. It is reasonably priced. It is a gift that is a treasure. Read any of his books. If you really want to get started, read the book that I read, or read one of the latest books, which is The Power of Neuroplasticity, because that brings it up to date as to the results of all of the research that's been done, tremendous research. Like I say, you can go into the brain, we can go deep in the brain, and we can watch these patterns and actions with colors. there are colors that show up in the brain that tell you what is happening. And so we've been encouraging people to increase their use of wonderful self-talk. And then you can have a brain that's covered with gold. You can have a golden brain.
Excellent. All right, Lori, you
Can
want
I
to
ask a question? Yes, I do. Can I ask what the first book was that you said? I know you just said a book, but which was the other one? Is there one that's more basic?
It's a classic, and it's still, I read it last night. I immersed myself last night in Dr. Helmstedter's work because it is such a treasure of his body of work. What to say when you talk to yourself. Yeah, and
can I ask, is that,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Shad Helmstetter, I don't know if you know, how many of you are familiar with Shad Helmstetter? Maybe some of you have already read some of his work, or some of you know it. However, he keeps on writing books, and some of them, oh my gosh, he has negative self-talk and how to change it, and self-talk for stress, anxiety, and depression. Shorter books, and each one will get you started, and you can relate to whatever one you're drawn to. You can buy them on Amazon. And none of this is expensive. People have paid thousands and thousands of dollars to look to improve themselves. And this is nowhere close. And you can even be a self-talk trainer. You can be a life coach. You can actually help other people in this world for a very reasonable price to do what I have the blessing to do.
Can I ask what your credentials in the coaching business arena are? Like where you went to practice from?
Yes. First, I became a certified self-talk trainer because when I met Dr. Helmstetter, I am a real estate broker, and we have a family business for property managers. And so when I became a broker in 1988, I had been listening to self-talk for 2 years because I got the book in 1986, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And so the book was given to me as a gift after prayer. And then 2 years later, I met Dr. Helmstetter. And it was for real estate, and we did nothing with real estate. It just brought us together, divine orchestration arrangement. And so he told me he was going to start a program for training self-talk trainers. And at that point, I said, not without me. Then in 2002, he put together the Life Coach Institute and combined self-talk with the most marvelous method of goal setting that I have ever seen. It applies to the highest possible goal and to the smallest possible goal of cleaning your desk to becoming a renowned speaker, author. Whatever it is you want to achieve, it addresses it. So I am a life coach with the Life Coach Institute since 2002, have coached many, many people, and it's so joyful and satisfying to me to do that because it works. The thing is, it works. It has to. The mechanism of our mind is designed to work that way. So it has to work. It has to take on the new information because that is what it is designed to do. And then the third part is my coaching. And it's a regular system. It is a consistent system. I help keep people on track. So my credentials really are my living it, my doing it, my believing in it, and my helping other people. And I would love to do this for the rest of my life.
And how different is the self-talk as to like affirmations? I mean, are they very similar or is it different?
It is all affirmations.
Okay.
And there's 5 different ways of talking to ourselves. And actually, that's in the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. We have different ways of speaking to yourself. But the basic thing about the affirmations of self-talk is learning a new language. It's like learning a new language. And so it's the repetition and the repetition and the repetition. And at first, it doesn't make much of a path because it's new to it. So that's why you keep on effortlessly listening to it. 10 minutes a day, you can listen to 10 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever you do, but it's the consistency of it. And then you see it start showing up in your life. You'll catch yourself. You'll start saying something that you say, oh, wait a minute, do I really want to say this? Oh no, what would I rather say instead? So that's when the affirmations come in. And yes, there's affirmations. And because when I was able to stop the negative chatter, enough to the point of listening to my heart, I wound up doing what I so wanted to do, and that is finding and getting connected with and being with the spiritual path. The spiritual life that I have is so greatly enhanced by my thinking, by self-talk, because I was able and open to put those things in and live my dreams and believe and be of service and be joyful. And so I cannot more strongly recommend anything than to do that. As simple as writing it down, and reading it out loud is good. But Dr. Helmstedter's self-talk, that is so easy and simple and powerful. And I'll be more than happy to share with you or help you with any of it. Please contact me. I can give you a complimentary coaching session, and you can really get a feel of what it's like to be coached. And there's no obligation, because it's my joy to do it.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Debbie. And your information is in the chat box, right? You put all your info there so people can get a hold of you there. And
it is. And it's in the blurb that you put out, for this event. And so, yeah, but get it right off the chat line. And I would love to hear from any and all of you. It would be wonderful.
Yeah, and you definitely walk your talk for sure. I mean, you really do. I mean, everything that I've known of you that you've wanted to do in your life, you've created, and you always have a big smile on your face and are always helpful and loving and kind. So appreciate you. Appreciate you being here.
Howard, if she still has time.
What's that?
I have a question if she still has time for it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's open up.
Yeah,
Debbie, who's it?
Amazing speech. And I wanted to ask you, what was one of your big aha moments? Oh, by the way, every time you smile, you glow too. It's really cool.
Thank you. Combination of the self-talk and the spiritual. I offer and receive light, which that all led to, which is wonderful. One of my biggest aha moments, because I made my own self-talk, because Dr. Helmstetter gives instruction in that book, How to Make Your Own. So I made my own. I recorded my own, and I rode my stationary bike when I was listening to it. But then I switched to Dr. Helmstetter's self-talk, which is way, way better than hearing your own voice. It's really better to hear somebody else's, and his is wonderful. It just warms my heart. After a while, you don't hear any voice. After a while, it's the voice in your head, because it's yours, it's your wiring. My aha moment. Being a mother came hardest to me of any role in my life. And being consistent in the reactions and in the things that I said to my children and how I followed through, that always was a challenge to me. And so my husband and I would have disagreement about how to react, how to treat, be with our son, Brian. We have an exceptionally wonderful son who is a deep and wonderful soul. And having him discover what works in the world for him and what doesn't, and running that against our picture at that time of what life is supposed to look like. We would have certain conversations that felt the same each time, as one of those scripts that I was describing. One evening, we started having one of those discussions, and it didn't feel good, and I stopped. I was able to stop and say, wow, thank God I don't have to do this anymore. Absolutely chose to let go of it, was able to shift. It never happened again. So yeah, that was one of my big aha moments. And my son, God bless him, writes songs, and he's finishing a book, Universal Thoughts for the Next Step. And he is such a beautiful soul. And my daughter Cheryl is probably one of the most wonderful people you'll ever meet, and probably the best realtor you'd ever meet also. And so I'm so grateful. It helps. You can reprogram negative thinking. That's what this is. You don't have to spend years and years and years looking at what the programming is that's holding you back. Just know that you have it. Yeah, so your mother said this or your father said this. You can do what has been instructed to us also for centuries. Let go. Let go of the past. Stay in the now. This is all we have. All you have is the now. And this helps you stay in it in a much more powerful way. It helps you show up with this amazing being that you and only you are.
I love it. Thank you. Keep being amazing.
And you too, Cliff. Thank you for being amazing.
Thank you, my brother.
Thanks, Debbie. And we'll open up for one more. Karen, did you have a question? I see that you keep on unmuting. Did you want to ask a question, Karen? Oh, okay. Anyone else?
We have two Karens.
Karen Schumann.
Yeah, my dear cousin.
Oh, okay.
Unmute, ask.
Unmute, yes. Anyone else? All right, well, thanks, Debbie, again for being here. Appreciate you, definitely.
Debbie,
and
can I say one thing about Debbie? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Debbie has been a role model for me. She's been one of my older cousins. We have 22 cousins on my mother's side, and she walks her talk. She is the person that she talked, the things that she talked about. That is all Debbie and so much more. And she's been such a positive spirit in my life and everybody who knows her. Thank you, Deb.
Oh my God, thank you. Well, this morning's made my life. Raised my vibration. I hope it's raised yours.
Thank you.
So Debbie, you're offering a free little session with you for anyone who's on this Zoom, okay? And your information, they can give you a call. You set that up?
Absolutely. And you don't have to prepare for it. It really is nothing that you have to do, and there's no obligation on your part to be coached. I love doing it because I get to focus, and you get to focus 100% on you. You get to answer questions about yourself that you may not have asked ever or for a very long time. So I love doing it, and please feel free.
Yeah, I just had a session with you last week, and it got me very clear. As I was saying in the beginning of this Zoom, I got very clear on setting my weekly goals, and you helped me out just in an hour. So thank you. That was phenomenal.
Thank you.
So I definitely recommend her. And Lori, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I didn't see her information in your chat box, so I was just wondering if you could put her phone number there, or is it on your information from your Raise Your Vibration?
Oh, I put it on at the beginning.
Yeah, it's on the top there. It should be in the
there.
chat.
I don't know. You know what? I'm on my cell phone. Maybe.
You know, I don't see it either.
Oh, okay.
Well, Claire, yeah. Well, Luke and Claire are singing. I'll put it in.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right, thanks, Debbie. Look forward to seeing you again for sure. And you're going to be back at the end with a little meditation for us. Awesome.
Yep.
All right, Luke and Claire.
Hey, you know what? It is our privilege. It is such a privilege to be singing, performing on this show with Debbie, because she has been such a light in my life, a joy to know. I consider her one of my best friends and soul sisters, and it is really, really a privilege to be singing here with you today. So thank you, Debbie, for offering all your wisdom and offering it for free for people on this call, and letting us all participate with you and learning and growing and becoming more. And I know it's a continuous process. You know, nobody's shooting themselves if we don't do those affirmations already. But we're very, very happy to be taking the next step with you and learning, oh, that sounds really simple. I could do that. Take it one more notch up. So
Yes, you can.
And Debbie married us.
Yeah, she actually got it together.
While others held the shotguns.
Yeah.
No, not really.
That's another
She
thing
did
I
marry
got
us.
to do, because I got to live my spiritual life. I got to be a minister, and I love doing that too. I love to perform wedding ceremonies and memorials and renew vows, and I get to do that too. Life is so rich and full, and we can do that. We can do that. We can experience.
And more than just marrying us, you met with us and helped us get everything together for the wedding. And,
Right.
I mean, not everything, not the little, food and all that, but just
about everything else. She
get
was
ourselves
on top of
together for it.
Thank you. It was
And,
my joy.
Yeah, thank you. I can't wait to promote this video too and spread it around.
So we need each other,
Yeah.
and it's good to take a stand for each other. And that's what this song is about. It's called I'll Take a Stand.
And everybody who's not muted, if you would go ahead and mute again.
The sound is better if
Yeah,
everyone else
please
mutes.
do go ahead and mute again,
And
everybody.
unmute
Thanks.
as soon as we're done.
Yeah, come back.
I'll take a stand. I'll take a stand. I'll take a stand. I'll take a stand. You say you're feeling helpless, lost and all alone. You tell me that you think there's nothing you can do. You say the cards have all been dealt, the dice have all been thrown. You can't go up, you can't go down, you can't go home. Could you accept another possibility? Could you open up and be with me? 'Cause our whole life is in front of us, and I'll take a stand for you. Oh, whoa, all for you. You live your life so carefully, afraid to lose control. Locked inside yourself, how can you face the day? Thinking in the darkness, you move without a soul. Come ride upon my wings and change your destiny. Could you believe there's another way to be? Could you open up and be with me? 'Cause our whole life is in front of us, and I'll take a stand for you. Take a stand. I'll take a stand. I'll take a stand. I'll take a stand. Could you accept another possibility? Could you open up and be with me? 'Cause our whole life is in front of us. Our whole life is in front of us. Our whole life is in front of us. And I'll take a stand for you. Take a stand. I'll take a stand. I'll take a stand. I'll take a stand. All for you. I'll take a stand. I'll take a stand for you.
All right, you two. And happy anniversary. by the way.
Thank you.
Yay! Taking a stand for each other. So
Yeah.
what is it, 18
That's
years
right.
now? Is that right?
18 years since we first made our commitment to each other, and Debbie officiated at our real wedding a few years ago to let the rest of the world in on our love. So yeah, we just really love each other. We love bringing who we are to you. So thank you for having us.
Happy
well, thanks for being here. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, AJ. Thank you.
Hey, by the way, I never heard that song before, Luke and Claire, and I've listened to lots of your songs. I think I like that one the best. That was awesome.
Oh, thank you. It's one of our favorites.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to share it.
Well, as always, thanks for being here, you two, and look forward to you at our big event on September 13th as well. That's going to be fun. So,
And I want to invite anybody who knows musicians to get them in touch with me. I put our email in the chat. It's just Luke and Claire Music, lukeandclairemusic@gmail.com. That is not an and in the middle, it's just the letter N. Okay?
Okay.
Hope to
All right.
hear from
And
more
you can
musicians.
also see all about them and Debbie and all of our other presenters and speakers on the website, raiseyourvibrationevent.com. And then check out our extravaganza that we're developing here coming up September 13th. And anything else? Oh, I think that's it right now. So Debbie, take us home, please.
All right. All right. Everyone, take a deep breath. Relax. And listen. Remember, you are everything that is. Your thoughts, your life, your dreams come true. You are everything you choose to be. You are as unlimited as the endless universe. Love and blessings to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste. All right, everyone, have a great week. Next week, we're going to be having Liza Harper, who's going to be speaking on empowerment, especially female woman empowerment, but both genders. This time, she's going to be speaking more just about how we can all empower ourselves and bring ourselves into raising our vibrations at all times. And Paula Taylor, who's been with us before. She's a great musician from Tucson. Her and her husband play together. They'll be here next week sharing their music with us. So please join us next Friday, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And have a great week. Raise your vibration high. Stay positive. Namaste. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
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 Bye bye.
Raise your vibration. Show the world what you got to give. Time to